Welcome to another edition of Shades of South Central. This edition, we're going to talk about the year 2001. And I'm going to talk about my expectations for what I'd like to see out of the year 2001. Before I start talking generally about certain things that I'd like to see, I'd like to talk about the most recent situation right now, which is the presidential election. As of now, we have a tentative president-elect, which is the Governor Bush. And Governor Bush, I'd like to see a couple of things this year out of the presidency. Things that have not been demonstrated before in the past, that it also shows the reason why we have deadlock in our presidential elections is because basically people don't believe in our politicians any longer. They don't have true faith in the people that lead our country, and for that matter, here in the United States, lead the world. First things that I would like to look at, I'd like to look at what we all say has been the problem with politics from the beginning. The candidates don't tell the truth. They never did, they never will. But what we have known in the past about politicians. But we can change that. So never will should not come out our mouths anymore if we believe that the human race can start encouraging the people that we elect to lead our country into doing the right thing. I was watching a lot of the political campaigns. I watched the MTV when they had, I think it was Gore on. He was asked questions about homosexuals. He was asked questions about rap music. He evaded all those questions. He was uncomfortable with the homosexual issue. I think that in order to be the president of the United States, you have to learn to love everyone. And you have to learn to be sincere about the things that you say. People who have different sexual lifestyles, they deserve to be loved and they deserve to be represented too. But the people that lead the country, you need to really deep down in your heart believe that you love them as well. These are the couple of things I want to talk about. President Bush, if you are going to be the president-elect and after 2001 comes in, there's quite a few things that, since you're going to be the leader of the country, you need to first start with your party. First thing that you need to start with your party is something that we've known has been a problem for so many years. And that is, you have been unfriendly, the Republican Party, to minorities. Blacks in particular, Hispanics secondly, and probably Asians and going on down the road. This is something that there are a lot of things about the Republican Party that business people like. And for that matter, the general public would like, because people who develop business develop jobs. But the problem is that whenever a candidate runs under the Republican Party that is not white, he's not treated fairly. You, as the president of this United States, you need to change that. You need to encourage the Republican Party to be supportive of all people of color, because they support you, and don't use them as political pawns to say, yes, we like you, we want you to be in the party, but when it's time to put your dollars behind them, you give them no support. I personally have been a Republican since my political history. And from firsthand, I can tell you that the Republican Party does not support minorities at all. That's why they all go to the Democrats. And the Democratic Party, you need to stop lying. You lie a lot too. And what you lie about, everyone knows. You say things that poor people want to hear, and you do the exact opposite when you get in Congress. People are tired of that. That's why you get such few voter turnouts, because you're liars. Both of you are liars. Both parties are lies. And we need to stop letting money dictate who is the proper person to lead the country. Who says somebody who has a lot of money should be leading the country? And who says that a person has to have a resume in political? I've never heard of a president that had a background in running the country. We need to elect people that truly feel good about helping people regardless of their background, regardless of their economic background, regardless of their educational background. That's how a lot of leaders are chosen in other countries. We need to change and alter the electoral process. I think, Gore, you're going to probably be one of the head persons heading up that issue right now because you just got burned in the election. The Electoral College is not fair. It's a sham. Everyone knows it's a sham. Who cares whether or not a smaller state can draw the attention of a political candidate? The people that vote, they vote, that's called the popular will. So if we count votes, and if we have 30 million people, or 50 million or 200 million people, the amount of people that vote is how you should choose the person that's going to elect you in this country. The Electoral College is saying that you people are not smart enough to vote for your candidate. So therefore, we need some electoral officials that have been appointed or however they got there, and they choose the candidate for you after the popular will has already been done. That's a sham. Who's running this country anyway? And yes, it's always suspect that the rich run the country. You need to stop cheating people out of their votes. Stop cheating people out of what they deserve. President, on the domestic issues, there's a lot of things that you need to do, and you need to enforce them. And you need not to worry about the money that comes from special interest, such as the tobacco companies. I still can't understand this. You don't approve marijuana, which is used for medicinal purposes, but there's nothing that's being used for tobacco that will help you, and these are the people that support you in leading the country. Same with alcohol. No good that comes out of it. But yet, you allow yourselves to be subjected to the manipulation of these companies so that you can acquire the vote. You need to start doing what you say you're going to do. Redlining, everybody knows about it, and it's done in different ways, through the insurance industry, through loans. You have a lot of very smart and capable minorities out there. You need to go out your way as the President of the United States to make sure that everyone has equal access to the ability to be entrepreneurs in this country. And if by any reason that you are not giving them equal access, you are doing the same thing that the minorities always say: white people don't care. And we know that's not true. We know that there's a lot of white people out there that care. There are more poor white people out there than there are poor minorities. You need to change your ways. This country needs a spiritual awakening. They don't need any more preachers. They don't need any more, and you know who I'm talking about, so we don't need to mention their name to defame them. But what we do need is a spiritual awakening. When we start talking about family values, when we start talking about spiritual values as a country, these are things that come from a basic line. It doesn't matter what religion you come from. What you need to do is stop lying. Remember I guess it was a movie, Liar, Liar? Would you imagine if you decided to tell the truth about everything? Do you know how great this country would become? Don't you know that all the other foreign countries that call us the big devil, they would then begin to have respect for us? We need to stop saying one thing and doing another. And we need to stop worrying whether or not we're going to get the support of one people to the other. Because the popular will is strong. The popular will showed how strong it was by the Boston Tea Party. Don't you remember that? Don't you remember the North against the South? That's popular will. Have faith in the people of the United States to support you. Don't always think that they're apathetic, because it's not true. They just don't believe in you anymore. Learn to make the people believe in you once again. There's certain business practices that are wrong, and you can enforce it. You can put things in place that will help. And people that are running these programs, you need to evaluate them as well. Because if they're not demonstrating what you have put into law, then you need to get rid of them. We need a new set of standards, or we need to follow the standards that we have already put together. Let me go over a couple of more issues here. One thing that really bugs me, I never could understand why we just have two-term elections. I know what I learned in political science, that we don't want to have a monarchy, we don't want a dictatorship, we don't want anything of certain other people in other countries. Well, I disagree with you. What if you have a good president? You're just going to give him 2 terms, and then we get an idiot afterward that completely destroys everything he put together? Whoever is a good president deserves to remain president, or deserves the opportunity to run for the presidency again so he can continue his goodwill. That's the way the country should be led. If we take a bad thing out, it's just like, why fix something that's not broke? Would you like someone tampering on your car and pulling everything apart when you know that the car is running fine? Start thinking about the things that you do. And we need leaders that will say this and not care about the lack of support that they're going to receive from the people that have given them money. If I ran for office, you gave me money, I'm not going to do what you say. I'm going to do what I believe. And if you don't like it, don't give me any more money. It's that simple. The popular will support me. And you're going to have to believe that. And you're going to have to believe in yourselves a little more, because you sell yourself out. You sell yourself out like cheap prostitutes. You need to change it. We all need to change it. The people of the popular will, you need to stop lying to yourself too, the general community. And I'm talking to you, everyone who's listening to this program right now, you are also guilty of this at a lower level. You need to be responsible for the people that you elect. And you need to stop blaming everyone else for your problems. I'm getting ready to deal with quite a few sensitive issues here. That is, I'm going to start the healing right now. Black people, I'm going to start with you first, because I'm black. In this country, the year 2001, I want you to stop complaining. I want you to start doing things for yourself. That's why there's a lot of black Republicans, because they get tired of listening to the complaining. You need to stop complaining about what people, white people in particular, don't do for you. You need to do something for yourself. Sweep your own neighborhood if you see that the people that you paid to sweep it don't do it, or stop paying your taxes. Have you ever thought about that? Don't pay tax on nothing. Just stop. Do you know how people will start to listen to you then? If your buildings are raggedy and it got graffiti on them, paint it yourself. Have love for your own community. Stop blaming white people for everything, because they're not your problem. You are. Start supporting your black leaders. Stop saying he's an uppity Negro. And you know you might want to use the N-word a little differently, and y'all do it all the time. Why get mad at white people for using the N-word, nigga? That's the one you want to hear. When you yourself call each other niggas, and you know what? Your personal self-esteem goes down. And don't give me all the political history of why we do the things. You know what? That's history. This is the future. We need to pay attention to the present. Latinos, stop being mad with everybody because your land got taken by white people. You live here now. It was done. It's over. Start working in one group as a people. Stop hating other people silently. Stop working for cheap labor too. When you know that you deserve to work hard, and you know that everyone else gets that money, Tropicana cannot exist without you, my friend. So start doing things right. And your country, you need to do something about that too, so you can stop going back and forth. Build it up and make it strong. Make your economy strong. Make your political leaders responsible to you. Asian people, the ones that are here, you need to stop being so separated. This is a country of a melting pot. Stop trying to take over everything and dominate them and then tell everybody you're not interested in what you do. Stop being arrogant about yourself. We're all arrogant about different things that God has given us special talents for. And white folks, you know I got to get you, but I'm saving you for last. And I'm saving you for last for a good reason. Well, actually, you won't be last. I got one more after you. Whites, listen. There are more white people that love people than that hate people. I'm aware of that. I've traveled. And I know there are white people out there that will die for us. They've proven it during the North-South fight. There were people that put their lives on the line to free blacks. Black people, y'all need to recognize that. You whites, what you need to do is stop your bad white people from representing you poorly. You need to take responsibility for people that are not exemplifying what you believe in. You also need to stop grinning at black people that you don't like. Stop shaking their hands. Tell them to your face, I don't like you. I think you're uneducated. I think you this. I'm thinking you that. You know what? The black people would then begin to respect you. Because when they look at you, they're not looking at a liar anymore. That's why the Indians don't like you. That's why they called you forked tongue. So whatever you do, whatever you say, and you know that you are in power in the United States and in the world for that matter, stop tricking people. You need to be truthful. In 2001, get a spiritual awakening, wake up, and start being good to people. Indians, y'all my last folks. Non-alliance, I understand it. I don't agree. How can you spiritually change a nation of people if you're non-aligned? If you go to your little area and say, hey, you know what, I just don't want to be a part. Indian people, you have a very spiritual base. Yes, you love nature. You love all that this country was. But you know what? People need spiritual awakening. You have to talk. You have to communicate. Don't wait until they get to your reservations and smoke a peace pipe so that when they're blown out in their head, then you can get them to understand what you're actually trying to tell them, that you're not doing this thing right. Go to Congress. Speak in Congress. Speak in your general neighborhood. Get out of those little places in New Mexico and stuff, and join the general population. Be involved. Back to you, President-elect. Let's go to international issues. Really strong issue with me. You are allowing the continent of Africa to die. I'm pissed off about that. Not because I'm black either. And not because I know that my roots and all of that stuff came from Africa. To be honest with you, I don't even know where I came from. And neither one of you, anybody else, really knows where you came from either. Because you could be a combination of a whole lot of people, and your genes just dominated and you look this color. The continent of Africa is dying of AIDS right now, and there's not enough help. And the President of the United States, I point my finger at you because all of the resources of that country had been sucked out. And for whatever reason that you feel that they're no longer valuable to us, so you're going to let disease, famine, and all the other types of things in India too, because those are Negroes the way you see them too. We're going to let them die? I thought this country was built off of God and the love of God. And we all say this, values. What value? The first president of the United States was a slave owner. And quite a few presidents after that. So I don't know where the value is. And the family value, your children. Your children don't even listen to you anymore because they don't believe in you anymore. Because they watch the little things you do. We're going to kill millions of people because we can't use them anymore. Another thing, President, stop supporting tyranny for our United States interest. How do you like Saddam Hussein a couple of months before after you can't use him anymore and decide to blow the hell out of him? I don't understand that. And don't tell me it's for the government's interest. You knew what kind of fool he was before then, and stop sending our young people out to die. I'm tired of my children dying for no reason. And they're dying for no reason. Because two little big guys at the top decide that you want to kill. 2001, we need to stop every fighting we've ever been doing. Start loving everybody. Send the Pope everywhere. Send the Pope everywhere. Because it is time now that we stop using people for their resources. And if you got some funky leaders up there, you want to fight? Give the president some boxing gloves, send him over to Libya, send him over to Iran or Iraq, and you and the top dogs, y'all fight. And we'll put you on cable, and whoever wins, that's who wins for the country. But stop sending out millions of people dying for no reason. I am tired of seeing it. And believe me, if I ran for president and anybody elected me, I would change it. I don't have to worry about somebody negotiating for me. I'll go over there and say, look, you don't want to stop this, me and you, we'll duke it out. I'd rather that happen than to send innocent kids that don't even know why they're there. They don't even know why they're there. And they die to keep freedom. No, they ain't keeping freedom, and all y'all know ain't. We supported South Africa for years until it was no longer in our political interest. We still serve Israel. And there ain't nothing wrong with Israel, and y'all need to stop. Y'all need to get better with that. How you say both of you, the Israelis and the Muslims, we all love God and y'all killing each other, bombing up planes of innocent people. Y'all need to cut that foolishness out. President-elect, you got a job to do. Stop doing it for your ego. You need to do it for the love of the people. Tobacco companies. Everyone has the right to do whatever they want to do. But you need to start making things fair, y'all. Stop saying that certain things are right and certain things are wrong, because in reverse, one is more harmful than the other. Your children will begin to reaffirm your trust as parents, as leaders of this country, if you start reaffirming your trust in yourself. Spiritual leaders, I want the president to start talking to them. All you spiritual leaders, y'all need to go talk to the president. You need to have a big forum. Stop talking about who don't like the other. Christians don't like the Jews, Jews don't like the Muslims. You know what? If you're all members of God, remember Jesus had a prostitute as his main lady. And he died up there with two guys. One was a murderer and one was a thief. He loved them all. Start doing what you say. If you believe in Muhammad, or you believe in Jesus, or you believe in Buddha, or whoever it is, they all taught love. This country needs a resurgence of love. Because you're all faking it. I think I do need to run for president. I say this, that this year, I want you to really pay strong attention to our police force, because the Rodney Kings, there are millions of them, happens every day, in the hood. Try, you people of California, drive to South Central, you'll see 100,000 cops just in one 10-block radius. Drive to Torrance and you'll see one every 15 blocks. Why is that? You know why? You designed it that way. You designed people, putting them under tension. And you need to stop letting the drugs into our country. Because don't give it to the blacks, don't give it to the Contras, don't give it to all of that other, the cartel, because I personally know it is our government that brings it in. We let it be so, and we bust people every so often. Ask the DEA, they can tell you. I was in Washington. I know all the secrets. All the secrets. Stop using people as pawns. You make money off of them, and then you throw them in jail, and then you destroy their lives. And all you, what is it called, rights to life people, kill it. Because I ain't seen a right to life group in South Central, and the abortion clinic is open all day, and there's no protest going on. So kill Negroes, kill Negroes, kill Latinos, kill people that ain't got no cash. And the people that come from affluent neighborhoods rally outside so we don't have to kill them. Because we know that they're our prime. And both of you presidents, you need to kill it. That right to life and non-right and the rights and all, because you know what? It's a different situation depending on your economics, my friends. Because you know what? The bottom line is you let them Negroes die at those clinics, and those Latino babies die at those clinics, so that you don't have to spend more money to put them in jail. It's easy to let them whack them now than to have to put them in jail. Isn't that a fact? You know it is. You and I both know it is. I'm going to tell the truth from here on in. And I don't care if no one likes it. I'm going to tell you the truth because this is what you need to hear. And this is what you should demand of your political candidates. The people that support you. The people that say that they are looking out for your personal interest. And the minute that they stop serving your personal interest, you need to remove them. You need to get a special election to remove the president if he's not doing anything that he says he's going to do. And all your senators and congressmen, I do believe you all start off right. That's my honest belief. I really do. That most of you go in with the intention to change things. But the first thing you look at is the salary. And then when you realize that you want that good salary, that good living, that good everything, you begin to change it around. Because you need support. Well, that's my take on 2001. And I haven't decided whether or not I might want to run for president, but I might run for Congress. I don't know. Julian Dixon, you know, his position looks favorable. But I know that most of you politicians and all the people that supported in those politicians, you wouldn't want me, because I tell the truth. But I know the general population would want me. That's it for our edition of Shades of South Central, and this is what I expect from you for 2001. Have a good day, and I hope that everything that I've said, it's food for thought. And I need people to get out there and rally. And if what I have said, you need to hear more, call the producer. We can do many more shows. Once again,